Welcome in, family. I'm so happy to be here. I haven't recorded a video in maybe about 2 weeks, but for good reason. We're going to get into that in a minute. But we're going to start it off with, if you've been rocking with me from the beginning, hey, family. Love and light, grace and peace. If you have not been rocking with me, and this is your first time one of my videos is popping up in front of you, what I'm going to say you need to do is go ahead and subscribe, because we're going to get to know each other very well, because I am your earthly spirit guide. So I'm going to help get you on your path to your awakening. So it starts with today. Go ahead and subscribe, hit the bell notification, and let's get into this. Okay. So now the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to ask the Lord to go ahead and sanctify and authorize every word that comes out of my mouth, so that there will be none of me and all of him. Ashe and amen. All right. Let's get into this video. Now, I'm going to start it off with the biggest elephant that's in this room. And I know a lot of people sitting here thinking that my voice sounds different. Why she sound like that? It's true. My voice does sound different. And it is because 2 weeks ago, I went through a whole ordeal. Now, where, oh my God, you went through that. That's the first thing I don't want to happen. No. Remember, everything that we go through here in these experiences are for a purpose. So where I went through an experience, it was so that I could be able to help you better, right? So let's sum it up with the whole fact that 2 weeks ago, I died. Yeah. Now, I know a lot of people, spiritual death, probably, right? Ego death, right? Maybe even death of the pride. No, literally. Like, heart gave out, lungs completely collapsed. It was a lot. Now, that is the reason why my voice is like this, because obviously when your lungs collapse, they have to intubate you. And that's why I've been gone for about 2 weeks. One, being in a comatose, sedated state for almost about a week. And then two, the recovery from that. Now, I know people are just like, whoa, because I can feel the energy, like, whoa. No, good stuff. I needed to die. Who says that? I know, right? Who says that? I do. I needed to die for 3 reasons. The first reason is because I was under heavy spiritual attack, and there was no way for me to stop it, because I was developing a product that I needed to know worked. And the only way to know if that product was going to work was for me to lift my cover from the Lord. So where I was normally blocked off from spiritual attacks, I needed that cover to be lifted to be able to develop something that I will be rolling out very soon. So that's one. So, now, of course, I'm good. But before I was not. The second reason was because I needed to develop an understanding of myself. I needed to get rid of a lot of things that were still attached to me. And every time I released myself from one attachment, I had a whole nother one lasso on me. It was a lot. My energy is super sensitive. So I was going through it while I was trying to finish my evolution and trying to work on everything that I was dealing with. And it was just holding me down. And it was too much, to the point that the Lord was like, you know what? We're going to have to use drastic measures for this. And listen, surrender. I'm going to surrender. God said yes. And I'm going to say, okay, it is what it is. And the last reason was so that I could meet Jesus. Yes, I physically met Jesus while in that comatose state, and we had a conversation. Now, that to me was the most important factor. Everything leading up, remember, there are no coincidences. There are no coincidences. Everything leading up to me ending up in hospital and literally dying was for me to be able to sit down with Jesus and him explain to me not only what I'm supposed to be doing, but what he needs as far as the world and his people to start to look at. And pretty much a call to action to begin to correct where you are in life and start to work your way back into a moral and divinity lifestyle. Like, that is what it is. We are going through a time where spiritual numbness is so relevant that people are insensitive to everything around them and they have no idea about it. No idea. I've seen the other day, I believe I was in travel, and it was a group of like young kids, maybe no older than 12. And they were all looking on their phone, and it was a fight, which we know that's what they're doing nowadays. The kids, right? They were watching a fight on the phone. And I guess one of the kids who was fighting attempted to kind of do additional harm, like the overseeing harm, where it's like, it's no longer just a fight. Now I want to permanently end or injure you. And the kids are watching this video. Now, something like that is a bit too much for me. I'm just way too sensitive to the plight of other people. I'm a super empath. I'm not just empathic, I'm super empathic. So things like that, they make me pretty much cringe. No, I don't want to be around anything that is low vibrational, anything that is toxic. It's not for me. But the kids were laughing at the fact that the girl was trying to do so much additional harm that she could have, in essence, ended the other girl's life. And that is exactly what I mean about spiritual numbness. When you are spiritually numb, you are corrupted in the heart space to the degree that you won't allow yourself to feel and connect with your emotions in a way that are going to allow you to elevate to who you're supposed to be, if that makes any sense to you. This is what my conversation with Jesus was about. For me, it was very sensitive, mainly because I love kids. I love babies. Like, they make me so happy. Children make me so giddy, right? Because they keep you young. But one thing I will say is to understand that the children are so misguided that they are insensitive to each other. They're insensitive to everything around them. That touches me deeply. And the worst part about it is that they get it from the adults that are around them that are also trapped in spiritual numbness. So a child who does not recognize their behaviors to be karmic, immoral, unjust, they don't see it that way because they were trained not to be able to see it for what it is. And this is the conversation that I sat there with Jesus. He wanted me to understand that we are living in a time where people don't operate through the heart space anymore. They don't care for one another anymore. We see homeless people in the street, they'll step right over them. You see, you'll have like a child that lives in your household and you'll beat her down with insults on her weight and the way she doesn't do things. And instead of showing her how to be better, they'd rather crab in a barrel her and make her feel worse so that they can feel better, which doesn't even really equate to them feeling better. All you did was tear someone down and teach them how to tear someone else down. This is where that call is coming from. We need to begin to look at ourselves. I know a lot of people are probably going to see this video and the first thing they're going to think is, no, that you judging how they want to live. No, please, by all means, if you would like to continue to live a karmic lifestyle, please do so. Do so. That's why God gave you free will, because you have a choice. But what I will say is, if you are someone who thinks that your life could be better, if you're someone who thinks that there's more for me to be doing, but you can't quite figure it out, if you are someone who understands that other people can't be succeeding while you're failing and you can't understand why you're failing, this is why you're being called to begin to awaken. Because you aren't living on your highest timeline. You aren't living your best life. You are living a life that was pretty much force-fed to you by the world to tell you that this is what's best. The correction is simple. Instead of comparing ourselves to the world, which is what I'm not asking you to do, please do not compare yourself to where anyone else is, because it's only going to make you behave more karmic. But what I will say is, look at yourself. My spirit guide is funny because the first thing I heard was, keep your eyes on your paper. My ancestors is funny. But look at yourself. This is about introspection. This is about understanding who you truly are. If when you attach yourself to someone and they say, you know what, I don't think our relationship is what's best for me, and they have to detach themselves, and you get angry about the fact that they're doing what's best for them, that's karmic behavior. You should be celebrating someone doing what's best for themselves. If you are attached to someone and they are doing negative things to you and you are allowing it, that person is keeping you low vibrational. You are tethered to the person who is doing things that are keeping you from becoming your best self. And the only way to become free is for you to understand who you are, where you're going, and what no longer serves you. Those three things: who you are, where you're going, and what no longer serves you. Because as you take those three things down, you become your best self in the best way. You master an understanding of who you are and your connection to divinity. And now you're walking in so much grace that you can't fail. So this is the purpose of this video, because now that I know what I'm supposed to do with all the information that has been just pretty much downloaded in this pretty little mind of mine for the last year or so, it's time for me to use it. So if this video is resonating with you, the first thing I'm going to need you to do is send me a message. We need a call. I can set up a free one-on-one call with you so that we can go ahead and at least discuss the areas that you think are going to need to be evaluated as you start this ascension walk. From there, like I said, building a connection, because it is through wholesome connections instead of karmic connections. We are able to now pair up with people in our communities that are going to allow us to begin to move forward. Will it call for you to have to do so much work within yourself that you actually stop participating in some things? Yes. Will it call for you to release some people who are in your life that you realize no longer serve you? And that will be hard. Yes, it's going to call for that. It even will call for you to remove yourself from some family members, because you'll realize that they're keeping you low vibrational. The purpose of it all is to become who you're supposed to be, because then you are living happiest. Okay? I'm going to end this video right here. Why? Because there's nothing more that needs to be said. Go ahead, send me a message so we can schedule our one-on-one call, and then we will go forward with figuring out what is best for you. What are you looking for? Who are you? And from there, you'll connect with source consciousness. All right, I'm going to leave this here for you guys. We'll go ahead and talk later. I'm going to go ahead and work on my plant babies because my daughter was in charge of them for a month, and let's just say they missed their mommy. So I'm going to start working on my plants. You guys, please have a very blessed day, and feel free to comment